human rights.
Hello and welcome back to the stream. I don't know what my body or my brain is doing. I accidentally made myself really sad like 15 minutes before I started streaming, and then I was like, oh, I'll just, you know, go set everything up and I'll probably feel better. And then Nori, I got up to go put the kettle on so I could have some tea, and a certain little black bum cutie decided to steal my seat, and she would not move. She would not move. I could not move her. But she has finally vacated the vicinity, so we're here. I just yeah, I made myself really sad, and now I like have to not be sad. I don't know. Do you ever have that? Do you ever just like think about something really sad and then you're like, well, fuck, I'm going to be sad for the rest of the day. How did I do that? Oh, don't even, I don't know. I have a very special brain, I think. But, I don't know. There's just some places that you shouldn't let your mind, like, wander to, and then if you do, it's like, fuck. Now I've got to go to therapy. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. Anyway. My buddy doesn't know if it's hot or cold because I have a fever, so I don't know. At the moment I have a jumper on, but the sleeves are rolled up, so could go either way. The jumper could come off or the sleeves could come down. We don't know. It's a lucky dip. Yeah. Did the notifications for the stream go out or not? Alright, well, I don't know. Do the crossword, I guess. Not the crossword, what's it called? The spelling bee. The crossword is dead. Hello. Ooh, what about this one? Alright, the letters are T-U-E-O-L-N, and we have to use the letter M, and it has to be more than 3 letters long. When you were streaming earlier today, it didn't go for about 30 minutes. You'll tag the Discord. Oh yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. They should sort that out, I guess. Mottle. I'm off to a good start. Term. Up, 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 up. You don't have thoughts that make you sad, you just don't think about that stuff. Yeah, but I mean when you accidentally do think about the stuff that makes you sad, and then you're like, you have the sads. I have like these extreme waves of like sadness that just rush over me, and then I like, once that happens, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be sad for like the next 4 or 5 days. And then I just like, it happens a few times a year, and I'm just like super sad. Could also be PMS. It is about that time. It is probably like a double PMS sadness special. So now I'm just gonna be bummed out. You think that's called depression? You get triggered by a video. See, if I very rarely get triggered, but if I do get triggered, I can't, like, I can't snap myself out of it. And I get really sooky and I cry a lot. Like, I'll just cry. So I just feel like crying, but I'm not going to, because I'm not a little bitch. I'm a big bitch. Big bitch energy, that's right. Mountool. Melon. Molten, ooh. Unmolten? Not a word. Your mum's not a word. Ooh, unmount. That yogurt dip? You're a yogurt dip. Unmute. Ooh, I like it. Oh, we had a solid bowel movement. Look at us. Look at us. We are so fucking smart. Ooh. Okay, there are 16 words. There are 4 categories. We don't know what the categories are, so we have to group together 4 words that might have a connection and guess, and if you guess correctly, it would tell us what the theme is. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Congratulations. Congratulations, you've worked out life. The words are alley, spot, tackle, lane, Tom, court, kit, Bob, Don, Bill, wear, gear, pat, way, put on, and stuff. Alley, court, lane. Nah. I said solid bowel movement instead of vowel. Yeah, that's okay. But how do you know I didn't have a solid bowel movement? Do you have cameras in my bathroom? Way, narrow roads. Cha 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 cha. Meow meow meow. Yeah. Stuff. No, I don't know. Tackle. Tackle, gear, kit. Tackle, kit, gear. We're gonna go for stuff. My eye tracking also dilutes the pupils, giving off the symptoms. The symptoms of what? The symptoms of what? Constipation? What are we talking about? Why are there 5 names? That is a good question. And we don't know. We don't know why. We don't know the answers. To equip, wear, sport, put on, and don. Oh, you're so smart. Yay, we did it. Pat, Bill, Tom, and Bob. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Ooh, we did it. We are so smart. All right, let's do the flippin' crossword. We will do our best, probably. I feel for you, singer Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. I don't know how you spell it. I think like this. For context, inflammatory bowel can cause eye inflammation, which may lead to symptoms like pain, redness, and sensitivity to light, and can sometimes affect the shape of the pupil. Ooh, good to know. Good to know if my bowel's inflamed that I will also have eye problems. Thank you for the poo news, Sunnyshine45. We appreciate it. We appreciate the poo news. Ugh. Like some muffins. I don't know, chocolate? Housekeeping task. Divide equally, like a fox. Ooh, sly. Don't I get inflammatory bowel from lupus for free? I mean, I have inflammation everywhere. I'm not gonna talk about my poo-poo today. That's private. That's between me and the toilet. Former New York City mayor and People's Court judge. Judge Judy Shiland. The cases are real. The people are real. Her rulings are final. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, wait, that's SVU. I don't know. Laugh track. Chortles. Coral Island. Oh, that's an atoll, isn't it? Is a Coral Island an atoll? How do you spell it? Like that? I don't know. It's probably wrong. Because I can't spell. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's okay. Well, look, I was right in spirit, okay? Shamelessly brazen. Abigail Adams something Smith. I got the word. You only know how to spell atoll because it's a great map in Civilization 6. Gotcha. Gotcha. Divide equally. Two down, ha-has. I mean, I guess left tracks do that. I guess they do. Shamelessly brazen. I should know this. I'm shamelessly brazen. I like to think so. Oh, 8 across is half. That does make sense. Like some muffins. Oh, half? They didn't specify into 2 equals? Oats? Oh, people do have oat muffins, don't they? That's weird. Abigail Adams Sue Smith. I mean, yeah, that works. Sorry, Sunnyshine 45. I did not see you there for a second. Partly because I was not looking at chat and I was daydreaming because shamelessly brazen is probably nervy. I mean, yeah. I just consider that to be anxious, but I mean, I don't know how Americans use words. I guess we could have that. Okay, this is oats. This is... Huh. Shush. Oh, that's what I did. I think this is... This could be chore. This could be... Nah. I got nothing. Something fucked up. Doesn't make sense. What did we do wrong? It has to be chore? Yeah, I know. But I don't... What's this then? Because when you get married and like they want to refer to your maiden name, like say who's someone that's married, I don't know, but like say you get married and your new surname is like Thompson, but your maiden name is Smith. They'll say like blah 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 Thompson Naismith. So that's how it goes. I remembered that. I'm so smart. Not really. I'm pretty fucking dumb. Look at me go. Yeah. Yeah. It's got an accent mark, though. It's got an accent mark somewhere. Supposed to have like a little flicky thing above one of the E's. A little thingy. I don't know what it's called because I'm dumb. Anyway. You were like, what the fuck is knee? Some Monty Python clue. I'm not entirely sure of the etymology. I just know like that's what they use when they refer to somebody's maiden name and it's like no longer their name, but they... Have we done connections? Yeah, we have finished connections. That's what you get for not... That's what you get for eating dinner. That's what you get for nourishing your body and putting yourself first instead of my stream. That's what you get. That's what you get. Dude, I have the sad so bad right now. I think I need chocolate. Why did I make myself sad? What the fuck? Now I'm gonna be sad for like a week. I hate this. Actually, I was due to have the sads, I think. I haven't had them in a while. Yeah, I'm gonna get chocolate.
Good evening, shoppers and staff.
Stop yelling at me, Channel 7. Jesus Christ. Give a woman a heart attack. I should laugh at some nerds. Well, what I really want to do is laugh at British backpackers, but there's no beaches in Melbourne that people are going to get dunked by waves at. Maybe I need to go to Sydney for a week and sit on the beach and watch some backpackers get smashed into like a sandbar at Bondi because they don't understand how waves work. That always makes me happy. Chris Broad has heaps of videos though. Like abroad in Japan. He is so broad and he is in Japan. Ooh. Nori. Bondi has some hilarious moments. It's better in real life. It's better in real life. If you want to watch a backpacker screw up. No, you don't understand what specifically I like. I like to see a loudmouth British person when they get warned by the locals that just because the surf doesn't look big, it doesn't mean it's not going to kick your ass. And they're all like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then they go in the water and they get smashed. It's really fucking funny. It's really fucking funny. Because it's just like, I don't know. It just brings me so much joy. It brings me so, you know what? I should do that every time I'm sad. I should go to Sydney and I should watch backpackers getting smashed into the sandbar. Good times. Good times. Okay, I'm gonna try and not be sad, but no guarantees. My stomach hurts also. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard to be me, guys. Chilling new footage of an accused killer charged with the murder of a mother. Ooh. Scandalous. What happened?
Good evening. Shoppers and staff have been caught up in Melbourne's machete madness.
Ooh, shit.
6 weeks after the weapons were banned across the state.
Terrified victims barricaded themselves inside stores as armed thugs faced off at a Broadmeadows shopping centre.
Outlawed weapons yet again in the...
This would never happen at High Point, guys. High Point would never let us down like this. It wouldn't. It just wouldn't. I like the Asian food court at the bottom. It's the best. Yeah, fuck. Don't be fucking with Northlands and Broadmeadows, man. Just go to High Point. It's the place to be. I like to go there really late on Thursday or Friday when all the Chinese food court places are closing and get cheap Chinese because I'm a fucking little tight ass. And then I go to Million Life and I get some gacha games to heal my childhood trauma of never getting to have toys when I was little. And yeah, that's what I like to do. So your shop at High Point got ram raided in 20... Don't say that! High Point is my happy place. I only like to go there when like nobody else is there though. I go there before everything closes. It's calming. It's calming to me to rush around and like, yeah, I don't know. I find the chaos calming. I don't like normal shopping. Millionaire life. I think it's just called Million Life, but isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, the ones in Sydney are so much bigger, except for the wage scandal. Yeah, I know. But they just have so much cute stuff there. When it was the year of the tiger, I got a whole collection of tigers, and one of them was licking his balls, and it was really cute. And I like it. Oh, I wonder where they are. I have to unpack them. I got all of them, and I got double of the one that's licking his ball. It sounds gross, but it's really cute. Tigers are so good looking. Yeah, they are. You used to last minute shop. Oh, I do all my Christmas shopping online. I don't fuck with that shit. Nah. Plus, all the stuff that I want to buy people is usually like very thoughtful and very niche. So I always have to have like stuff made or like order stuff from like an obscure place. Which reminds me, my dad's birthday is at the end of November and I have to get his present from like Switzerland. I'm gonna have to fucking order it now, otherwise I will be fucked. You've never seen an ugly tiger? Oh my god, you just reminded me of something. Have you ever seen a tiger with Down syndrome? Have you? Oh my god. Okay, sorry, sidetrack. Not that the machete stuff isn't important, but I think this is more important right now. Tiger. Oh wait, I'll do it in YouTube. Tiger with Down syndrome.
Kenny was born with a rare genetic condition that gave him a distinctive appearance, which many compared to Down syndrome. But here's an important fact. Animals can't actually have Down syndrome because it's a specific genetic condition found only in humans, caused by an extra chromosome 21. However, Kenny's unique look came from inbreeding, a common practice seen in certain animal parks, for aesthetic reasons. Unfortunately, this practice can lead to serious genetic health issues. Kenny's face had a shorter, wider snout, and he also had developmental challenges due to these genetic problems. similar to some traits seen in Down syndrome. Kenny became famous not just for his looks, but for raising awareness about the dangers of breeding animals for specific traits. While Kenny passed away in 2008, his story continues to remind us of the importance of ethical treatment and responsible breeding in the animal world. Did you know there was once a tiger called Kenny, who was known as the Down syndrome tiger? Kenny was born with a rare genetic condition.
Shut up, Englishman. You don't have to say it twice, okay? I heard you the first time. Everybody said he had Down syndrome, but he didn't. I was misled. I want my money back. He is so cute, I know. Poor Kenny. Rest in peace, Kenny. He looks like an orc. He looks like the cutest orc ever. I love Kenny. 10 out of 10 would love Kenny forever. I love Kenny. Alright. Shut up.
Caught up in Melbourne's machete madness 6 weeks after the weapons were banned across the state.
Terrified victims barricaded themselves inside stores as armed thugs faced off at a Broadmeadows shopping centre.
Outlawed weapons yet again in the heart of a busy shopping centre. Two males fencing with machetes in front of scared shoppers.
Jesus.
Forced to barricade themselves inside stores.
Oh my God, something is happening. Guys with machete or something. Oh my God.
People just running in different directions, just scared, yelling, distraught, worried. There's kids running, elderly people running.
One shopper was so petrified she fainted. The brawl between two gangs broke out in the Broadmeadows Central car park before spilling into the centre, which became a battleground.
Are there any hot men that want a really grumpy Western Sydney wife that want to sponsor me as a refugee to a better city? I don't really have much to offer. I'm very absent-minded. I leave the caps off everything. I'm moody. Yeah, I'm not really bringing a lot, but I am cute. If you like an ornamental, like grumpy, moody girlfriend, yeah, please sponsor me and bring me to your city. I am seeking asylum. Thank you. I can't live in Melbourne anymore. I'm gonna get macheted. Is that what you want? Think about it.
I don't know, just yelling, swearing at each other, and then bang, they just pulled out the machetes. One had a machete, he had his phone out, he's recording, he's like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you.
The hooded thugs fled before police arrived.
I was scared because my daughter rang me. I said, just be careful or come home. She said, we can't come home because we all got locked in.
From centre management, we do not tolerate criminal or
Oh, Ricochet, I don't want to go to America. I want to go to another city in Australia, preferably Sydney. Preferably a Harbourside mansion in Sydney. Look, I'm definitely trophy wife material. I at least look like trophy wife material. Rich men, please, let me be your grumpy stay-at-home trophy wife. I deserve it. I need to be safe from machetes. I already got stabbed once in the leg. Do you want me to get stabbed again? What if next time it's my precious face or my precious boobies? Think about it. Don't let it happen.
Antisocial behaviour in our centres. We understand this has been distressing for our customers and retail teams. This machete bin is located just 400 metres from the shopping centre, and despite the state government's efforts to curb knife crime, offenders are still obtaining.
Who would have thought people that engage in illegal activities wouldn't hand in their machetes? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Not the face boobs? Yeah, not the face boobs. The face and the boobs. You gotta protect the face and the boobies. Oh, and the booty. What if they get my booty, face, or boobies? Those are the most important parts.
The weapons. Retailers say knives are regularly stolen, with one homeware store being hit by thieves twice this week.
Having machetes handing in from farmers is not saving one person in the state. Taking knives off crooks in the street will save lives.
Geordie Wright, 7 News.
Maybe I should start my own game show where I have rich people fight over me to be their stay-at-home girlfriend. That's an idea. I'm gonna
from the Middle East, with thousands of Palestinians making the long-awaited trek north as Israeli troops withdraw from parts of Gaza under the landmark ceasefire deal.
This comes as Israelis stand by, anticipating the agreed release of hostages held in Gaza for more than 2 years. Let's go live to our Europe and Middle East correspondent, Hannah Sinclair, who's in Hostages Square in Tel Aviv. Hannah, today marks a major moment.
It certainly does, guys. Good morning to you. This is a major moment because the ceasefire has come into effect. The bombing of Gaza has stopped. Israeli troops have withdrawn to the agreed line. Palestinians have been told to stay away from the areas still under IDF control. And there have been extraordinary scenes as tens of thousands of Palestinians trekked north to northern Gaza, heading home after being displaced by this war. The clock is now ticking for Hamas. The group has 72 hours to return all of the remaining hostages to Israel. Facilities have been set up to receive those hostages as aid deliveries are set to ramp up in Gaza. Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli troops will remain in Gaza to keep the pressure on Hamas to disarm, which is part of the second phase of Donald Trump's peace plan. But a senior Hamas official says that won't happen.
We are not going to be disarmed as long as we are not sure that this will lead by any other means to have an independent, self-sovereign state which is able to defend itself.
It's been an extremely long wait for the families and friends of the hostages remaining in Gaza. 48, 20 are still believed to be alive, and that agonising wait is over soon. Take a look.
This is, I think it's the happiest day that we've had since October 7th. Carmel, my cousin, unfortunately, is not coming back alive. She was murdered in captivity, and we made a promise that not even one more hostage will be murdered in captivity. And that happened. They're coming back alive.
Now, Donald Trump is set to arrive in Israel on Monday to give a speech in front of Israel's parliament before heading to Egypt, where he will take part in a signing ceremony with other guarantors of this Gaza peace deal, guys.
Hannah, thank you.
The Israeli accent is not your favorite? Oh, it's so hot. Wow, I actually have the full-on sad. It's like my heart's going weird. It's going, yeah, sad. Be sad. No, I don't want to be sad. What is happening? What is happening to my body? I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm blaming PMS. That's what I'm blaming. Former AFL star jailed over fatal meth crash. I hate it when I smoke heaps of meth and then I have a crash. It's my least favorite thing. Chocolate deficiency. I definitely do need chocolate. But I think I need to watch a sad movie so I can cry and pretend I'm crying over the sad movie.
Returning to our breaking news, and former AFL star Shannon Cox has been jailed for more than 10...
Maybe I haven't watched K-drama in so long, because whenever I watch K-drama, I always cry heaps, and that's like my cathartic release from all the feelings that I bottle up every day. Maybe that's why, because I'm so busy streaming all the time. Like, that's basically all my spare time. Maybe it's because I'm not crying over K-dramas. Because that's what I do. I just get a box of tissues and I just cry heaps. And then my housemate like sees me crying with a like really puffy face, and they're like, did something happen or K-drama? And I'm like, K-drama, and they're like, okay, as long as you're okay. And I'm like, I'm not okay, but I'll survive. But yeah, that's what I do. I have a lot of feelings. I feel like I need a release for all of my feelings. I think I found it. I think I need to watch something really sad. What's the saddest movie? Huh. Let's be honest, I cry in everything. I'm a sook. I'll just watch something and cry. I'll be fine. Maybe, hopefully. Maybe alcohol. Maybe alcohol.
10 years after taking the lives of 2 elderly women in a horror meth-fueled crash in WA. Cassidy Moscone has the latest.
Good afternoon. It was emotional scenes in Perth District Court this morning as the daughters of both women killed by Shannon Cox read out their victim impact statements. 82-year-old Thelma Clawson and 83-year-old Coral Senior were best friends for...
Oh, look how cute they are. I want to play bingo with them, but I can't because they're dead. Are you happy, meth crash guy? I would have played bingo with these fine ladies, and it would have been, I bet you they look like they're fun. They would tell me some saucy stories from back in the day when they were hot. I know it. Look at them. They've got some stories to tell. Like, look at that. Look at that sparkle in their eye. And you took that away from me. Whoever you are, AFL dude.
Decades. Both life members of the Country Women's Association. They were on a road trip to a CWA event travelling north on the Brand Highway in regional Western Australia in June last year. Shannon Cox was travelling south with his 12-year-old daughter in the front seat. The 39-year-old should never have been driving. He'd taken methamphetamine in the days before. He'd hardly slept and essentially fell asleep at the wheel, described as a meth crash when his Toyota Prado drifted into oncoming traffic.
Jesus.
He struck a truck and then he...
What happened to his daughter? Imagine endangering your own child like that. What a fucking psycho.
Thelma and Coral Suzuki head on. The women initially survived but rapidly deteriorated and tragically died at the scene. Described as selfless, kind-hearted and community-driven women, Coral and Thelma's daughters spoke directly to Cox, telling him their families are now serving a life sentence of grief for his senseless and avoidable crime. And it was revealed Cox had form. The former Collingwood player had been convicted of driving with methamphetamine in his system twice before. This third time claimed 2 lives. He was initially free on bail for this offence. His addiction was so strong he breached his conditions not once but twice by using meth and was thrown back in prison. Tonight in the news at 6, find out how long Cox will stay there, when he'll be eligible for parole.
One word, Collingwood. That's all I fucking have to say. Oh, stop. Victorian judges told to release young offenders. Yeah, that's working heaps well for society.
Anger in Victoria this morning following shocking revelations about the guidelines given to the state's judges and magistrates on how to deal with young criminals. Let's go live to Tegan Doling in Melbourne. So Tegan, the manual has been called a mockery.
Yeah, good morning, Shervo. As we know, the Victorian government has changed bail laws this year, obviously on the back of our huge crime crisis, and they say that community is at the forefront, that the community should be the top priority for all judges and magistrates when making these decisions. However, it's been reported this morning the official bail book. Now, this is what the judges and the magistrates must abide by. These are the guidelines that they must follow. But what it details is very different to what we have been told as the Victorian community. It does say that people should be released on bail. And I'm just going to quote a few pieces of it, saying that these should impose the minimum intervention required and that children, especially Aboriginal children, should be released on bail where possible to protect them from harm and negative influences in detention. We are seeing here in Victoria bail adverts go to air every single night about how strong these laws are, but it seems as though the framework the judges and magistrates have been given is really different to what we've been told here as members of the public. And I mean, Trevor,
Wow, that is nuts. Like, typically people will have discretion, like typically magistrates and stuff will have like a lot of discretionary powers within like guidelines, but it sounds like they can't really exercise much discretion. Even if they think someone should be held in remand, it sounds like they're not really able to do that if that's the case. I'm gonna look at the bail handbook tonight. Ooh. It's gonna be fun. That's the type of stuff I enjoy. It gets me off. I enjoy it. I find it arousing. Okay, let's go.
We've only got to look at the stats as we do in Sunrise almost every day. 1,100 kids arrested and charged since June last year. 7,000 times. That's 6 times each. And you've got to remember, that's 6 families. That's 6 victims. You know, the numbers, they're really starting to add up.
Absolutely. Just show us the thickness of that manual as well. It's quite a significant
This is my
document, isn't it?
notepad, but it's
right.
thicker than this.
I thought that was the official manual. There
Also
you go.
has a lot of... That's so interesting because we had the Premier on yesterday and she, she argued back and said, no, we are toughening it up. And we said, aren't the tougher regulations coming in March? And she said, no, they are in now. And this seems to fly in the face of that they put minimum intervention required that's what the judges have to take into consideration. So we might put a call into her and just clarify that now that has just been released today.
Uh-oh. I got a feeling Liberal Party's gonna get in next election in Victoria, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that because they're stinky. Claims Australia is covering up supply of military equipment to Israel. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Rights lawyers and the Greens are accusing the federal government of hiding details of Australia's involvement in the F-35 global supply chain Israel uses to maintain its jets. An ABC investigation has revealed that in the months after the October 7 attack in 2023, a page on the Department of Defence website describing Australia's role in the supply chain was taken down. Annika Burgess from the ABC's digital reporting team has this exclusive and she joins us now from Melbourne. Annika, g'day. So what information was on the Department of Defence site?
So yeah, I accessed an archived version of the website and yeah, Joe, it was quite elaborate. There was a big header saying industry participation with a graphic of an F-35 fighter jet and labels across the whole entirety of the aircraft showing different parts and components manufactured in Australia. Then there was a big long list down the bottom with different companies and hyperlinks to more information about their F-35 journeys, as they referred to it.
And so you've seen Defence Department emails about the page being taken down. What did they show?
Yeah, so this was interesting because there was some kind of new information in there. There was emails that started circulating between Defence staffers because there was plans to update the website with new information about the F-35 program. There was new graphics made, new info, and then that was all approved in November 2023. And then the staffers seemed to be quite confused because all of a sudden, not only was that approved content not published, they'd noticed that the website in itself was completely taken down. And look, it still remains with nothing there, just a 404 error.
And Annika, the government's been facing increased pressure over Australia's role in the F-35 supply chain. Is it clear what that actually is and where's that coming from and what's been the response from the government?
Yeah, so look, we know that Australia is involved in this global supply chain. There's many countries that benefit from that. There's more than 70 Australian companies that provide parts and components to this supply chain, which is primarily coordinated by the US and Lockheed Martin. But the thing is, we know that Israel has said they use F-35s in Gaza. Israel is also eligible for what they call just-in-time maintenance support for its F-35 jets, and they do require a lot of maintenance. So basically, we've got human rights lawyers, we've got civil society organisations. The Greens have really been pushing in Senate estimates to really understand if Australia can be assured that they are not breaching international obligations by having our parts still being supplied to Israel. And the government continues to say that we do not supply weapons to Israel. It has said that the parts that we supply to the F-35 chain are of a non-lethal nature. And of recently, they've started...
Well, yeah, in isolation, the parts are of a non-lethal nature. But when they're put together with the other parts that make the jet, and the jet job drops bombs on Gaza, then they become lethal. It's like this knife is of a non-lethal nature when I'm cutting an orange with it. But when I'm stabbing you in the heart, it becomes a lethal knife. Okay? And that is a warning to you. I have an orange knife. Watch out. If it can slice an orange, it can slice a person. You have all been warned.
To say, just kind of reiterate that we're part of this global supply chain. But look, there's not much transparency around what gets exported with Australia's military exports. So there's a real push now, especially after the recent UN inquiry findings of genocide in Gaza, that we have a responsibility here to know where those parts are ending up.
While rental rates in most Australian...
What the fuck? It's expensive to rent in Darwin. Why the fuck would you want to be in Darwin? Jesus Christ. Get out of there, people. There's crocodiles and there's humidity. Yucky, yucky, yucky poo.
While rental rates in most Australian cities appear to have flatlined, in Darwin they're rising significantly. On average, the rent for houses in Darwin is 21% higher than it was 4 years ago, while rent for units has risen by 26%. With a median asking price of $720 per week, Darwin is now the second most expensive rental market in Australia. At $580 a week, units are a bit more affordable, but still more expensive than in Melbourne, Adelaide and Hobart, and it's altering the power dynamic between landlords and tenants.
We have to consider that Darwin is one of the cities that has bucked that national trend. We have seen a re-acceleration in asking rent. Part of it might be a bit of seasonal impacts that happen at this time of year, but ultimately it does mean that landlords do have the upper hand and tenants will be finding that conditions on the ground are getting more competitive.
Unfortunately for tenants in the top end, a low vacancy rate means it's not just a matter of moving somewhere cheaper.
I want to live in Fanny Bay. I want to live in Fanny Bay so much. Oh my God. I take it back. I take it back. I'm going to risk the crocodiles. I'm going to go live in Fanny Bay. Who wants to come? Who wants to come swimming in Fanny Bay with me? We might get eaten by crocs, but at least we will say that we perished in Fanny's Bay. And I like that. I like that. Let's go. Let's go. You get to have the perks of seeing me in a bikini before you die. Doesn't that make you feel happy? It's purple. My bikini is lilac colored. It's pretty. It's pretty. It's the only thing I own that's not black. Well, that's not technically true, but you know. In the theme of things, it is accurate, okay?
Because there often isn't anywhere cheaper. The most expensive suburbs for renting a house are dotted all across the city. The median asking price for rent around $900 a week in both Bayview and in Lyons, while the median rent for a house in Fanny Bay has increased by nearly $200 over the past year alone to $850 a week. Even the cheapest suburbs in the Greater Darwin region have endured steep rent rises. The Palmerston suburb of Grey has the equal lowest median rent for houses and second lowest for units. That's despite rent having surged by 55% in the past 5 years. In Malden, the average rent for houses increasing by nearly $100 over the past year alone. Now that might be great news for investors, but it could have dire ramifications for their tenants.
In some cases, we hear about people needing to leave the Northern Territory because that's the only affordable option. In some cases, it might end with people needing to be on the social housing wait list, which, you know, upwards of 10 years in our urban centres, or in the worst case, it could lead to people being homeless.
The data is scarce when it comes to the regional parts of the NT. The average rent on a house in Alice Springs has increased by $50 over the past year. In contrast, Katherine has increased by just $10. Overall, rent for a house in the Territory regions remains in the middle of the road nationally, growing by 3% in the past year to sit just below the national average of $585 a week.
Man, Victoria's such a... I feel like I made Victoria bottom out when I moved here. It wasn't this bad when I moved here, and then when I moved here... Notice when the girl from Western Sydney moves down here, there goes the neighbourhood all of a sudden. I'm not taking credit for making Melbourne really cheap to live in, but I'm just saying there is a correlation between me moving to Melbourne and Melbourne becoming a shithole. Did I cause this? I don't want to take full credit for it, but I'm going to say maybe yes. I'm going to say maybe it's a possibility that I am the reason that Melbourne became a shithole. I'm sorry, Melbourne. It's my fault that your city became Stabby McStabistan. Stabistan. Stabistan. Ooh. Overdramatic cats. I want to watch overdramatic cats.
Bro.
Oh.
Cat acting like, I made that mess. Yes, I'm proud. Now, snacks.
I don't like this voiceover. I don't like this AI lady. I want her to meet. I want her to get a beverage spilt on her and to short circuit. Ooh, most adorable red panda cutest compilation. Yes, please. Look at them. Wow, that was dramatic. What is that noise? Why does he make that noise? It's so cute. He sounds like a little bat. He sounds like a little bat bear.
Oh, there's more. Sorry. And so they can hold bamboo and strip it. But then after a bit of DNA testing.
The guy from New Zealand, he said he can hold bamboo and strip it. Sorry. People from New Zealand speak funny and it's very cute. I love it. Some people from New Zealand are really hot, I have to say. The only other nationality I would date is Kiwi. Only if they're really hot.
It was discovered they're actually more related to raccoons, not part of the bear family at all. This is a treat. This is special. Oh, hang on. Yeah, the most amazing animal.
I don't think he's real. I don't think he's real. I think he's too cute to be real. Aww. Have you converted me to the Red Panda fan club? Yeah, I think you have. I think you have, Juniper Berries. I think I am a card carrying member of the Red Panda club. Red Panda fan club? I don't know. Whatever it's called. I saw his balls. I don't know why, even that's cute. But I'm gonna buy him a pair of undies. I feel like that's very indecent, sir. I feel like that's very indecent. But also, why are they so cute? Hello, Farron. How are you? Aww. want to watch some trash. The dark side of Melbourne. Inside the drug crisis they don't want you to see. That was nice. The news is so depressing. The news is so depressing. Let's see if we can find a current affair segment about love rats and or sex pests. My favorite type of journalism. Gutter trash journalism. Where they just like ambush people. Sir, were you seeing 6 other women behind your fiance's back? Sir, excuse me, sir. Don't walk away from me. Fuck off, cunt. And then they have a punch on with a journo. Oh my god, I love that trashy shit. Holy shit. Let's see if we can find like some good old Today Tonight or something. Grade A, peak grade A Australian journalism at its finest. Tinder swindler. Free loading tenant gone. Ooh. Justice served. There's the Toll Jumpers reporter. I don't know what that is. Shitty reporters are being phased out. No, they're the only reporters that I like. They're so funny. Oh, where's the funny stuff? Concrete Conman. That sounds good. Concrete Conman. I like this. Let's scam some people. Let's go.
Well, Daniel has no problem taking...
His name's Daniel. Problem found. The hipster guy that I dated's name was Daniel. He was not a nice man. I think I was telling Juniper Berry's story the other day. So, my ex, the hipster ex, he lived on a houseboat in Docklands, right? And I stayed there once on a work night. Anyway, I need a coffee when I wake up. Otherwise, I just like have a headache and I'm just, you know, not in a good mood. Anyway, I'm like, oh, can I grab a cup of coffee before I go? And he's like, oh, like there's a cafe like 30 meters over there. Cause there's a cafe like on the jetty, wharf, dock, whatever the fuck it is. I don't fucking know. I'm not a boat person. Anyway, and I'm like, oh, why can't I like just have that coffee? And I point to like a jar of Nescafe in the kitchen. And he's like, oh, that's right. You drink Sydney coffee because you're from Sydney. It's like, he was like, ooh, instant coffee is apparently Sydney coffee. And apparently I am so uncultured because I'm from Sydney. And guess what? Guess where I met that arsehole? Guess where I originally met that arsehole? I originally met him in year 7 at my high school because that's when we first met. And then he moved to Melbourne, like in year 9 or something. So excuse me, acting like you're not from fucking Sydney, cunt. Absolutely disgusting behavior. So fucking far up his own fucking ass, that dude. Sydney coffee. Yeah, apparently Nescafe is Sydney coffee. But that stuff keeps you regular. That stuff will give you a big fat poo. Me and my friend were staying in this really cheap motel once. And they had the little sachets of Nescafe, and my friend picks it up and she goes, Nescafe, it helps you shit. And I was like, we both started laughing because we were drunk and we just laughed for like an hour at that joke. Extra fiber, yeah. So I think that's what like Nescafe is like blend 43 or whatever the fuck it's called. They should just say on the ad, Nescafe helps you shit. When you went to India, you truly thought you were going to die from the stomach bug you got over there. Was it Giardia or was it Salmonella? What did you get? What tummy bug did you get?
Hefty deposits, but doing the work is a different story. It seems following through with the job is too hard for this concreter. His customers left with big messes and big holes in their bank accounts.
Not the holes in the bank
Sounds
account.
like you're pouring nothing but excuses, Daniel. You're not setting a very good foundation for a business.
Oh, she's getting in the building puns. She got in a pun about foundation. She got in a, she sat down and workshop this the night before. She was like, I've got it. I've got it. Daniel's gonna get wrecked by me. Look at me. Ooh, spicy.
Is this bloke a concrete con man?
Oh, that was a good one, darling.
Hard-working families.
Are you a concrete con?
No, and if you'd like to take the camera up here.
They say they paid Daniel Bartlett large deposits for concrete work, but his job completion record appears somewhat porous.
You shouldn't be running a business.
He just goes from one job after another, not finishing the work, but taking the money.
He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for, what, 5 years now?
Daniel, you've cemented a reputation for taking off with people's deposits. Is there anything you want to say?
Myself and 11 other people who have the same story, where he's come, started a job and not finished it.
David hired Daniel Patelli to build his driveway.
I paid the money and he said, I'll see you next week.
David handed over 29 grand. Daniel started the...
What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe because my dad's a concreter, so I'm like... Concreting is not that hard. And look, I say this as somebody that's like never been trained to pour concrete, and maybe it's because I used to help my dad mix concrete all the time. Like whenever we were doing something at home, me and my dad did the driveway. Concreting is not that hard. Why would you pay somebody $29,000 for it? Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's a lot of money for concreting. Dude, if concreters got paid that much money, then why was I so poor growing up? I have questions.
Job in February, but then crickets.
I waited a week before I contacted him. I didn't hear from him and he didn't turn up. And I messaged him, oh, when are you coming to pour? Nothing. A couple of days later, so I kept trying that, messaging him, phone calls, nothing.
This is how Daniel left David's home. The ground was uneven and riddled with holes.
And what impact has this had on you and your family?
Oh, I've lost sleep, you know, impatient.
Daniel Bartlett, Maggie Rayworth from A Current Affair.
We approached Dan the man about the delay.
And unfortunately...
She loves herself. I love it. She's so fucking proud of herself and her little puns. Like, listen to me. I'm talking like the common people. Don't wear white at the servo. It's gonna get dirty. That's giving me anxiety. Please don't do that. Oh my goodness. In her pantsuit? Yeah. It's her power suit. It's her power suit, okay? Has she got the 80? I think she's even got the 80 shoulder pads. I like it. I don't actually. I don't like it. It's not very flattering on her frame, to be honest. It's swamping her. This is why the Chanel suits took off, right? Because they're flattering to petite people. We don't need this. This is not. No, we don't like this.
Due to the rain, I could not go back and finish it.
Not raining today, yet Dan wasn't on his way to sort out Dave's drive.
I'm currently working for somebody because we stopped trading because we couldn't afford to get out of the trouble that we're in.
What are you planning to do to pay back the
I am speaking with, what is it? I've got a friend going through our stuff, trying to do all of our, what's it? Legal access and stuff. Don't do this to people, it's wrong.
Safe to say, David's been left with trust issues.
Are you doing it yourself because you don't have the money to pay someone else, or is it because you just don't trust anyone?
So that's why I'm doing it myself instead of waiting until I have enough money to get someone else, because I won't be burnt again.
He laid most of the sleepers, but they weren't secured, they weren't level.
So what he did do, he
wasn't.
failed.
Yeah, what he did do wasn't complete.
In July last year, Maddie's family paid Daniel a whopping 63 grand. Pregnant.
Yo, my dad will do that for like 5 grand. Find a grumpy old man in the Blue Mountains with a shaved head covered in tattoos. He's my daddy, and say, yo, I'll give you $5,000 to concrete my backyard. My dad will be there. He'll do it for $5,000. He'll do it for $5,000 and a bottle of whiskey. You've got yourself a deal. It has to be like Redbreast or something like that. It has to be like a good bottle of Irish whiskey or a bottle of Caribbean rum. He will be there. He will be there. He's your man. He is your man. Tell him Panda sent you and he'll be like, oh, my little baby.
She needed a driveway built before Bub arrived.
It was part of our, from our mortgage, and it's, you know, almost a year's worth of wage for me.
Again, Daniel started the job, but failed to finish it.
We called, we texted, I emailed, I Facebook messaged, I got him on Instagram, TikTok, the whole 9 yards, just pleading for him to come back.
How much of this did Daniel actually do?
Not much. He did none of the concreting. He didn't even get it completely levelled for the concreters that we ended up getting in.
Maddie paid another tradie to finish the job, so the total cost of her driveway jumped from $63K to $80.
It put a lot of stress on, you know, the relationship, and our 3-year-old didn't understand why he couldn't use his backyard.
From dirt biker to dirt bag, Daniel brags about his motorbikes on his socials.
He's buying new dirt bikes for his kids, but what have we got left with? I can't afford to go buy a dirt bike for my kid.
A current affair has been made aware.
Hey, if you have a backyard in this day and age, if your kids have access to a backyard, even if it's like a half concreted one, like you're doing better than most people. If you've got a backyard in Sydney, you're a fucking multi-millionaire, mate. You're fucking loaded. Backyards are a fucking luxury these days. I don't remember the last time I lived in a place with a backyard. It was a long time ago. I don't want to give away my age, so I'm not going to say how long ago, but it was a long time ago.
Of at least 15 different people across the Hunter Valley region, all claiming they were ripped off by Daniel Bartlett. But it's not just his customers sounding the alarm. We've heard from former workers who say Bartlett never paid their wages, and even a signwriter claiming she's still chasing payment.
I did not do this intentionally. Yes, I understand. And I'm very heartfelt.
Well, a lot of people say you should have a can of concrete and harden up Daniel.
Daniel's alleged dodgy dealer.
Wow, thank you for the year 7 insult, love. Jesus Christ. Oh, bless her. Bless her little heart. She really thinks, I can't. Oh, bless her. This is too much.
Things are not new.
He can splash his sob story all he likes. He's full of it. He's been doing this for years.
Crystal paid Daniel a $9,000 deposit in 2021. And when it rains, it pours. Here, Daniel relieves himself in Crystal's garden.
Within 1 day of work starting, he caused ample amount of damage to a house, cut through concrete, a retaining wall, a colour-bond fence he damaged.
Then it was tools down for Daniel.
Day of work. We confronted him about...
It's sneaky. It's sneaky. Our lovable sheep shagger, who's not from New Zealand, but's from the other sheep shagging nation. The other sheep shagging nation of Wales that has a dragon on their flag. Ooh. Ooh, dragons are cool. I made that sound sarcastic, but dragons are actually fucking badass. Those are tactical sheep? Sure they are, mate. Sure they are. Look, we all get lonely sometimes. It's okay. We all get lonely sometimes.
The damages, and he promised he'd fixed it and then just ghosted us.
David, Maddie and Crystal say enough is enough. They want Daniel to cough up.
Daniel, for a concreter, you're not very good at facing the hard stuff.
Oh, that's a great line.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a great line. Thank you. No. Does she have autism? I need to know. Is she on the spectrum?
And the building commissioner has told us they're investigating.
That really that really excited me. Oh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna die. My heart is not strong enough. Where are the love rats? Where are the love rats and sex pests? That's what we need. Don't die, that's bad for your health, yeah. I have heard that. I have heard that dying is not good for your health. It's not good for your longevity, I hear. Carking I hear it, It has a negative effect. Where's something funny? Sovereign citizens. Oh, we already watched that. Given the title, you hope I'm not actually sick. No, I am sick. I am always sick, but I am sick on top of my normal level of sickness. Like I have like a chronic autoimmune disease. Well, I have 3 chronic autoimmune diseases. I have systemic lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Sjogren's. So yeah, I'm always sick, but at the moment I have the flu on top of that. And because my immune system doesn't fight viruses, it fights me instead. The only reason why I know that I have the flu is because like my fever is way worse. Like I have sweated through so many pairs of pajamas. I had to wash like 9 pairs of pajamas. They're drying right now, so I'm wearing my daytime clothes to bed. It's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah, so no, I am sick. I am sick. And I also have a bad case of the SADS as well. I have depression. Just for today, hopefully. Hopefully. I think I just need to cry. I think I just need to watch some K-drama and cry. But about 2 hours ago, I gave myself the SADS. I'm having a times. I am having a times. I'm having a big times. Where are the love rats and sex pests? Where have they gone? Are they relics of the past? Ooh, what's this?
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Timothy Dexter, the dumbest rags to riches story.
Hey kids, now we all know that fate is a fickle thing. Some of us may try to defy its will, but there's enough small businesses with Pizza Hut roofs out there to tell you that such a thing is ultimately futile. As for most of us, we tend to have our fair share of good and bad luck throughout our lives, but every now and then, RN Jesus smiles upon some drooling little loaf child and says, "You, my son, you shall be the one with all the figgy pudding." That child was Timothy Dexter. Dexter was born in Malden, Massachusetts in 1747. He had a humble upbringing, dropping out of school as an 8-year-old to work as a farmhand and a leather worker. But Dexter thought he deserved better, so when he grew up, he married one Elizabeth Frothingham, a rich widow in need of company. Gold digging achieved, he began his quest to become a true aristocrat. As his first step, he thinks, all the rich guys I know are in positions of power. I should run for office. Now, the town of Malden wasn't much keen on appointing a bumbling second-grade dropout, but after rejecting dozens of petitions sent in by Dexter, they eventually gave up and decided to just make some shit up, leading to Dexter becoming the official informer of deer, tasking him with keeping logs on the local deer population. And over statistics of does and bucks alike, Dexter ruled with an iron fist, triumphantly concluding what many had already known, that there weren't any deer.
How am I supposed to add commentary to this? I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get arrested and thrown in YouTube jail and spanked, hopefully. When the local government is like, just give him a position so he stops writing letters. Yeah. I want to be a prolific letter writer when I'm like an old lady. I'm just gonna be complaining about everything. It's gonna be so much fun. So much of council is honestly like that, yeah. I pay my rates. You have to listen to me, young man.
Here in Malden, Massachusetts. Satisfied with his political career, Dexter then set his sights on greater financial ventures. So a little history, in 1775, as part of our growing independence from Britain, the Continental Congress decided to establish their own currency, known as the Continental Dollar, real creative there. Then the Revolutionary War started, and it dawned on people that these pieces of paper wouldn't be very useful in a giant pile of wet tea and smoldering patriots, causing their value to do one of those horny eagle death spirals. Then the Congress did, you know, that stupid thing that every high schooler learns is stupid, not invading Russia in winter but the other one, practically making them worth less than their weight in paper and ink. And wouldn't you know it, a good portion of the Continental Army was paid with these, so by the time the war ended, many veterans were left totally destitute. The aristocrats were like, well, these grass-eating Untermensches did kind of give us a country, so...
No one can tell how old I am because I don't look or sound like I'm the age that I am, and that I just like tell stories that could have happened in like 600 years ago, or that could have happened in like the 40s or whatever. And then like I like bands that are like really, really old, and people are like, how old are you? And I'm like, I don't know, how old am I? And they're like, I don't know, like 21. And I'm like, no. And they're like, just like to confuse people. It's as long as I'm legal, you know. Well, yes, I am above the age of 16. I will say that. I am. Some parts of me are much older than that. You thought I might know this guy? Yeah, I do know of this guy. I do, but I don't. I don't have anything to add. Also, I'm very hot. Should I take off my jumper, or should I just roll up the sleeves? I knew I was gonna get hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. How many showers do I have to have because I keep on sweating? Am I going through menopause 55 million years too early, or do I have the flu? No, I definitely have the flu. What if I'm going through menopause? Oh my god, now I'm stressed out. Am I? Holy shit. Irregular periods, nah. Hot flashes, no. Night sweats, yes. Sleep disturbances. Mood changes. Vaginal dryness, no. Joint and muscle pain, yeah, that's from my lupus though. No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm not going through menopause. Don't want to go into too much detail about why I'm not going through menopause, but definitely not going through menopause. Okay. I was like, oh my god, it's way too early for that. It can't be happening.
We'll throw him a few cents and take this trash off their hands. Dexter was like, ooh, I'm a wealthman. I'm gonna do that too. And he spent the majority of his savings buying...
Exposed myself briefly for what?
A boatload after boatload of the 1780s equivalent of Blockbuster gift cards. By all accounts, this should have been his ruin, but by some stroke of luck, after the Constitution was ratified, the new government decided that they'd trade Continentals.
People can go through menopause at age 20. You're not gonna type it out? Type what out? They said early menopause happens at 40, but it can happen in your teens. It can happen anytime. And if you have to get a hysterectomy, you can go through menopause. Anyway. Okay, shut up.
With 1% of their face value. Doesn't sound like much, but keep in mind, Dexter bought thousands of crates of bills for fractions of pennies apiece. So as buybacks began across the country, his stockpile appreciated massively in value, and this informer of deer realized that, for the first time, there were a lot of bucks in Malden. But just because he was now a man of the upper crust.
Look, I'm just saying that I have a healthy vagina, okay? I had the gynecologist say that to me, okay? So it's a medical fact. She said it to me very matter-of-factly, and I said thank you. She said, you have a very healthy vagina, and I said thank you. So, look, let's not be childish, okay? It works the way it's supposed to work, all right? And I am proud of it. It is a very good vagina. I have gotten many compliments on it, so shut up.
Doesn't mean he let it go to his head. Sure, he might have purchased the most luxurious chateau that money could buy, through daily Playboy Mansion-style ragers, and commissioned over 40 statues of America's greatest heroes, one of which was of himself, with a plaque calling him, quote, the greatest philosopher in the Western world. Despite his incredibly tacky displays of wealth, his contemptuous contemporaries still saw him for the loud, illiterate rube he was. So they started giving him deliberately awful investment tips in order to get him to bankrupt himself. One such piece of advice was that he should ship warming pans to the Caribbean. For those of you born after 1850, a warming pan's this dish on a long pole that you fill up with hot coals to warm up your bed. Not much use in a tropical paradise, but Dexter was undeterred by such frivolous things as logic. Went ahead and sent over 40,000 of them to the West Indies. When they arrived, the locals didn't really know what they were looking at and decided to use them as ladles for the sugar and molasses refineries. And by the end of it, Dexter sold every single one at a markup of nearly 80%. Frustrated that their plan backfired, the elites then told him to literally carry coal to Newcastle, which is an old idiom used to describe a pointless task based off the fact that Newcastle was one of the world's biggest producers of coal. The only idioms Dexter knew about all involved different animals shitting in the woods, so he took their word on good faith and went along with it. But by some divine providence, by the time the shipment arrived, the Newcastle coal miners had all gone on strike, and Dexter once again cleared the entire shipment with a hefty profit. He was like, man, I am so smart. By this point, he was pretty confident in his speculation skills, so he started making seemingly far-fetched ventures all by himself. One time he had a bunch of stray cats rounded up for basically free, which sounds like herding cats, but what do I know? And he sent them to the Caribbean, where they were gobbled up en masse. Not like eaten, but purchased to deal with all the rat infestations. In another instance, he bought up just about every...
I'm sorry. I'm fucking tired having going through a menopause checklist live going. No. Sometimes I shouldn't be let out in public. What is wrong with having a healthy vagina? There's nothing wrong with it. Look, I'm sorry if you boys have never been around a wet vagina before. Your vagina is very healthy too. I'm happy to hear it. I am happy to hear it. You keep that microbiome healthy, okay? You keep it nice and healthy. You stay hydrated.
whalebone in Boston. And coincidentally, at the same time in France, men started wearing corsets too for some reason. Demand went way up, Dexter's laughing. Now from an outside perspective, at the end of the day, Dexter was a very shrewd merchant. So at this point in my research, I was like, wait a minute, is he smart? Then I learned about his life outside of business. Dexter considered himself extremely knowledgeable on just about every topic. Keywords, considered himself. For example, he once stumbled upon a guy painting a sign to go along with the newly built statue of Jefferson. And when he saw that the sign called Jefferson, the writer of the Declaration of Independence, Dexter lost his frickin' mind and insisted that Jefferson did not pen the DOI, but rather the Constitution. Spoiler alert, not remotely true, he was in France at the time. An easy mistake to make today, sure, but this was only like 10 years after the fact. That's like someone today saying, Obama didn't kill Bin Laden, dumbass. That was Bill Clinton. Anyway, when the painter refused to change the inscription, Dexter started shooting at him with a long rifle until he complied. Real genteel. Dexter made sure to surround himself with the requisite number of weirdos to maintain this level of delusion, one of which was Jonathan Plummer, a man whom Dexter paid to be his poet laureate, writing only the most laudatory odes in his honor. Mind you, this wasn't just your run-of-the-mill, wise and wizened wordsmith. Jonathan sold fish for a living. And porn. He just kind of went along with the whole thing for the pocket change. Besides his entourage, Dexter occasionally spent time with the total geeds known as his family. He had 2 children, whom the New England Historical Society describes as a half-mad drunk and a completely mad drunk, respectively. And he couldn't stand his wife on account of her perceived constant nagging, to the point where he would tell guests he was unmarried and that he just had a ghost in his house. Just like, oh yeah, that's a sea hag. You know, mansion built on some old Indian shipwreck or something. Timmy, please, I'm cold and my hands are rheumatic. Find it in your heart to light the fireplace for me. Yeah, plenty of that in hell, you banshee bitch. One day, in a massive stroke of ego, Dexter decided to fake his own death, complete with a lavish funeral service just to see who would show up. Lucky for him, about 3,000 people from all walks of life.
I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through the symptoms of erectile dysfunction and you boys can check off and see if you have any of these. Let's all be open and honest about our genitals. You have to write yes or no in the chat. You'll have to write yes or no in the chat, okay? First symptom. Difficulty achieving an erection. You might be unable to get an erection at all or only sometimes. Yes or no? Difficulty maintaining an erection. An erection may not be firm enough or last long enough for sexual activity. I would be so offended if a guy couldn't get it. Like, that's never happened to me. I would take it so fucking personally. I would be sad. Reduce frequency of spontaneous erections. Some men notice fewer erections than usual. Reduce sexual desire. A lower drive can sometimes accompany erectile dysfunction. Decreased erection rigidity. Ooh. An erection may not be as hard as it used to be. Yes or no? I think you all have erectile dysfunction. I'm just going to put it out there. I think every single one of you. What is this stream? I don't know. What is it? How did you end up here? I don't know. You took a wrong turn somewhere. You took a wrong turn somewhere, little juniper berries. When it turns into a boomerang, you know you're in trouble. Yeah, that does sound not great.
Turned up. Though initially staying out of sight, he soon noticed that his wife wasn't crying. So in response, he jumped out and started hitting her upside the head with a cane in front of everybody. But as his true mortality grew closer, Dexter knew he needed a legacy and decided to pen his memoirs titled A Pickle for the Knowing Ones, which was basically just 20 pages.
Have I seen the Stephen Hawking Sora memes? Yeah, is that the one where he's like Tony Hawk on the half-pipe in his wheelchair? That's the one I saw. That gave me a little giggle. It gave me a little giggle. I said, hee 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 hee, that's so funny. Almost as funny as erectile dysfunction.
Pages of unhinged ranting about politics, religion, his wife, and whatever else came to mind. No punctuation, random capitalization, the most amazing spelling I've ever seen. Here's some excerpts. George Washington. Attitude, philosopher, tobacco, general. And this is all just from the first few.
Hey, he just had dyslexia. Leave him alone. I have dyslexia. It does in fact make you sexier. He must have been really hot because I have dyslexia and I'm really hot.
Lines. The entire book is written like this. And just like everything else the guy did, the thing sold like fucking hotcakes. Why does anybody even try? The best part is that when he got complaints about the total lack of grammatical anything, in the second edition of the book, he put an extra page at the end full of nothing but punctuation marks, with a little note saying that anyone who felt like whining could just stick them wherever they wanted. Dexter died in 1806, and by and large, he probably should have ended up in Davy Jones's locker. But given the circumstances, I imagine the big man upstairs dropped his big deck of mortal soul trading cards at just the right moment, letting him slip through the pearly gates undetected. And legend has it that
I loved Eshe Jake Paul so fucking much. Eshe Jake Paul is my favorite thing ever. I'm not joking. I watched that like probably 20 times. I watched that probably 20 times today. I loved it. It was amazing. It was amazing. It gave me special feelings deep inside.
this day, if you pray to the name Timothy Dexter, he'll look upon you kindly and share his...
Can I play it quickly? I I'm not logged into Discord on my PC. I only have it on my phone. So, nah, you can't unless someone puts the link for it in the thingy mabobby. Hang on, let me have a look what I can do with my internet hacksaw skills. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. No, it appears my brain doesn't work. I can't even find it on Discord. Look, I'm not okay in the brain department.
Skills with you all. Wait a minute. Share. Skill. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in design, business, technology, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. If you're like me, you're probably tired of sitting in a festering miasma of boy stink and jewel clouds all day. Such a thing could be easily remedied with a houseplant known to improve air quality, but you don't know which few species can survive on what meager light slips through the cracks of your squalid cave. If you give happy houseplants a try, I'm sure your dorm or apartment will start to show signs of non-insect life before you know it. Join the more than 7 million people already learning today with a special offer just for my viewers. While Skillshare's
Okay, Korean streamer murdered. I'm not laughing at this. I'm sorry, I'm not actually laughing at this. I'm just really tired. Korean streamer murdered after arguing with VIP viewer who donated 70,000 to her. Okay, this isn't very happy. I know. I'm not laughing because of that. I'm gonna try and read it again. Okay, Korean streamer murdered after arguing with VIP viewer who donated 70,000. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This one's crazy, I know. Alright. A Korean streamer has been found dead and a viewer has been arrested for murder after donating tens of thousands of dollars to her. Yoonji, a TikToker and live streamer with over 3,000 followers, was discovered on a mountainside in Muchik. I can't read. He wasn't even a viewer. He sort of became her manager. He fully conned her. Ooh, where's all the juicy details? I didn't read that part. The article doesn't go into it. Ooh, where's the juice? You can't remember which one it was. Search her name. Let's see if there's a video about it, actually. When you guys were saying that I exposed myself or whatever, I thought I like did something really bad, but apparently like having a functional vagina is something to be embarrassed about. And that's never not going to be funny to me. So... to Korean. 한국인 Tree answer. You hear your name being called? Ooh. See ya, sneaky. What's in English? Watch this one.
It began like a dream, a young woman chasing stardom, her name lighting up social media screens across South Korea. But that dream ended in tragedy. 20-something Yoon Ji-ae, an aspiring actress with over 300,000 followers, was found dead on a lonely mountainside in Muju, North Jeolla Province, a place she had never even visited before. What unfolded next would horrify an entire nation. Yoonjia was bright, ambitious, and adored online. To her fans, she was on the verge of becoming a star. But behind her radiant smile, another story was taking shape, one that involved a man who promised her fame but delivered something far darker. That man was Choi, a 50-year-old who portrayed himself as a successful IT company president and digital marketing expert. Online, he was known as Black Cat, a flashy VIP who showered streamers with extravagant gifts, spending what appeared to be tens of millions of won in the influencer world. He was seen as a mysterious benefactor, but in reality, his empire was built on lies.
How do I get simps? How do I get simps that want to give me tens of thousands of dollars? Tens of thousands of dollars? Yeah, that's the one. How do I get those? But I'm a VTuber. They can't know who I am. I want money. They might try and kill me. Look, they wouldn't be the first person. You're not sure you want those? Look, you don't know what I want. You don't know me.
When investigators began digging into Choi's background, they uncovered a life in financial ruin. Far from being wealthy, he was drowning in debt, and the very day Yoonjia was killed, his home had been listed for compulsory auction. The VIP sponsor was, in truth, a desperate man teetering on the edge. Choi had lured Yoonjia into a business partnership, claiming he could skyrocket her career, but the partnership soon turned toxic. Sources close to the actress revealed that she was exhausted by his controlling behavior and unreasonable demands. She wanted out. CCTV footage from days before the murder showed Choi on his knees, begging her not to end their deal. A chilling glimpse into the storm that was brewing. September 11th, 2025. At 2:55 p.m., UNGA ended what would be her final live broadcast. Just half an hour later, at 3:27 p.m., a nearby surveillance camera captured a disturbing scene, a struggle near her car. Investigators say it appears someone forcibly pulled her back inside. Moments later, the doors closed and the recording stopped. When police found her body, the autopsy revealed the cause of death: asphyxiation from neck compression. She had fought, but she never had a chance. After killing Yoonjia, Choi loaded a suitcase into his vehicle and began a strange, calculated journey. He stopped 8 separate times, likely trying to throw off investigators, before dumping her body in the remote mountains of Mu. Despite his attempts at deception, Choi's trail of evidence was too clear to hide. Within 12 hours of the body's discovery, police arrested him. At first, he denied everything. But once confronted with forensic evidence, Choi finally confessed. According to producers of SBS's Curious Story Why, which aired the case on September 3rd, Choi's motive may have stemmed from a deadly mix of humiliation, financial despair, and rage. When his last hope of making money through Yoonjia collapsed and his home was seized, he snapped. Her death left fans, friends, and the nation in mourning. A young woman who dreamed of bright lights and film sets became the victim of a man whose own illusions had consumed him. The story of Yoonjia and Black Cat Choi is a haunting reminder of how digital fame can hide real-world dangers.
Just be bankrupt, bro? Yeah, I know. Fucking hell.
Behind every follow account and sponsorship lies a human being vulnerable, trusting, and too often unaware of the shadows lurking just beyond the spotlight. This is the tragic story of Yoonga, a rising star, silenced by a man living a double life.
Well, that's fucking terrifying. Poor girl. Fuck. Ugh. Yeah, that is scary. I've only had one psycho person in our Discord, and they're gone now. So, goodbye. Let's play food games now. Ooh, okay. White rice, black beans, fried plantains, salad, tortilla, grilled or sauteed chicken, grilled or sauteed beef, grilled or sauteed fish, cooked vegetables, egg, avocado, cheese. This dish features a colorful assortment served on a plate: white rice, black beans, fried plantain, salad, and a choice of proteins such as grilled chicken, fish, beef, or pork. Often it's accompanied by tortillas and sometimes a fried egg or sauteed vegetables. It offers a delicious balance of flavors and textures, providing a hearty and satisfying meal commonly eaten for lunch. Why are you calling me cultured? Don't make fun of me. I actually am really cultured, okay? I actually am pretty cultured. You feel like this is South American? I feel like this is from Puerto Rico. I feel like it's from Puerto Rico. I always read the second one and not the context. I know. I always assume people are being mean to me. I always assume people are being mean to me, okay? Thanks for translating. I don't have time to read all your nonsense. I'm a busy person. This feels like maybe the Caribbean. Yeah, I think it's Puerto Rico. Can I try Puerto Rico? Oh, Puerto Rico is warm. Damn, I thought it was going to be right. I got so excited. God damn it. Cuba? Maybe. No. It doesn't seem like Jamaica or Bahamas. What does it seem like? What does it seem like? I don't know. I need help. Cuba? Let's try Cuba. Cuba. Ricochet said Cuba before. He's probably a secret genius. Casado. Costa Rica? Correct. It is correct. Ooh. Chicken broth, onions, garlic, flour, butter, cream, cheese, eggs, breadcrumbs, salt, oil, pepper, parsley, optional green onions, optional hot sauce, optional lime juice. This dish features a teardrop-shaped savory snack consisting of a dough made from wheat flour and chicken broth. It's filled with shredded seasoned chicken and sometimes cream cheese. The filled dough is carefully shaped, breaded, and then deep fried until golden crispy, often enjoyed as a street food or party treat. It offers a crunchy exterior and a flavorful, tender interior, ideal for dipping in hot sauce. Meow. 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 Are these the famous Canadian chicken balls? Dude, I don't know. I think that's a herbs. I think they said it has parsley in it. I think they said it has parsley in it. I think that was a piece of parsley. Hopefully. Hopefully it wasn't mold. Hopefully it was just parsley. I did the ma'a thing to Nori and she didn't come. Did I try it in Arabic? No, Nori's Norwegian. She doesn't speak Arabic. She's not from Western Sydney. Only my old cat was from Western Sydney. Nori's from a special farm for special cats. Nori's from a special needs farm for special needs animals. Help me. Help me, I'm small and my brain is small. Can we try Canada? Let's try Canada. Do you reckon it's Canada? Canada. Canada. Ice cold. China. Let's try China. Why not? Could be Brazil. Correct. It is Brazil. It's very Portuguese sounding. Okay, well, you would know. You would fucking know, wouldn't you? Beer, lemon soda, and lemon slice optional. This dish combines a tall glass filled with lemonade and a generous topping of sweet, airy egg whites. The egg white foam is whipped with sugar until stiff, then piled high over the drink, resembling a frothy snowcap. Refreshing and visually striking, this treat delights with its light, creamy texture and contrasting fizzy lemonade, making it a unique beverage dessert hybrid, enjoyed especially during festive times. Your friend used to call his girl Boobina. That's kind of cute. German, it could be German. Hyperbovian's the beverage master, although this doesn't have alcohol in it, so he might not know. He might not know because he's an alco. You got nothing on this? Alright, let's try Germany. It's basically just a spider. Ooh, good job, Catzilla. You did it. You're a gastronomical genius. Look at you go. All right, one more game, and then I am going to I'm gonna go cry because I feel like I need to cry. I feel like I'm going through something. I don't know. Flour, olive oil, sugar, orange juice, brandy, honey, walnuts, cinnamon, cloves, baking powder, baking soda, orange zest, lemon zest, and semolina. This dish is a traditional dessert enjoyed during festive seasons. It features fragrant cookies made with flour, olive oil, and a hint of citrus zest. These are baked until golden and then dipped in a sweet syrup made of honey and spices, allowing them to soak up the flavor. Finally, they are typically topped with a generous sprinkle of crushed walnuts, adding a delightful crunch to each bite. Alright, I will try India juniper berries. If you're wrong, you will be excommunicated from my church. I thought you were gonna be right. I'm sorry. You're you have to go now. Goodbye. You have been banished forever. I'm gonna try Italy. Did I get momentarily possessed? What do you mean momentarily? Yeah, it sounds like Greece. It sounds like it's Greek. Beef, chicken, pork, fish, shrimp, lettuce, tomato, onion, cilantro, cheese, guacamole, sour cream, salsa, lime, cumin, chili powder, garlic, paprika, oregano, salt, pepper, and tortillas. Mexico. Let's go. Correct. Yay. Shrimp, sugar, fish sauce, garlic, pepper, pork fat, bamboo shoots, lemongrass, rice paper, green onion, cornstarch, and rice vermicelli. It's giving Vietnam. All right, we'll try Vietnam. Ooh. Flour, meat, beef or lamb, onion, potato, milk, yeast, salt, pepper, butter, egg. This dish starts with a dough made from flour, yeast, milk, eggs, butter, and salt. Prepare a filling of diced meat, onions, and potatoes, seasoned with salt and pepper. Roll out the dough, cut into circles, place filling in the center, and fold into a triangular shape. Bake until golden brown, then enjoy this delicious pastry. Ooh, I think I will. I do enjoy a delicious pastry. I like to put it in my mouth. Yum, 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 yum. Samosa. Nope, this is definitely Slavic. This is giving... Let's try Russia. Flour, sugar, eggs, milk, baking powder, cinnamon, vanilla extract, grated lemon, or orange zest. Salt, oil for frying. This dish is a delightful treat featuring small spherical fritters. The dough combines flour, sugar, eggs, and milk, often enhanced with vanilla or citrus zest. Once deep fried to a golden brown, these sweet bites are traditionally dusted with cinnamon sugar, offering a comforting, tender texture with a hint of crispiness. Popular as a snack or dessert, they evoke a sense of warmth and nostalgia. That's my thinking music. Do you like it? What's wrong with me? I don't know what's wrong with me. I need help. Maybe I need to go for a walk. I don't know. Help me. You would say Portuguese. It could be Portuguese. They got some little chickens on their bowl. There's an arm or a leg. I don't know what limb this is, but can somebody analyze this limb? Can someone analyze this limb to a specific region, please? Can we get a genetic anthropologist in the house? Where is this limb from? It looks like a Brazilian leg. You would know, you perv. All right, let's try Brazil. so smart. I take back the snark. Gastronomical genius. Yay, Perv got it right. We love you, Perv. All right. I am going to go stare at the ceiling and cry for a bit because I feel like I have a lot of feelings right now, so I'm going to go do that. I don't know. Yeah, Catzilla's a genius. Catzilla is a princess genius. Alright. I'm gonna go now. See you next time. Bye.